Okay, so here's our first game. This is the easy one. Celebrity birthdays. I'm going to tell you the celebrity, you guess their age, and girls go first. If you don't know who it is, just throw a number out there. Actress Raven Simone.
30.
I have no idea. 25?
34. Annalise gets the point. Chef Bobby Flay. Oh, she likes to win. I like that already. Chef Bobby Flay.
45.
35.
55. Doug gets a point. Tie game. LSU quarterback Joe Burrow. Boo! We don't like it. Boo!
45.
Oh my gosh.
You're a little off.
21?
23. Doug gets a point. He's in college. Actress Nia Peoples. I didn't even know who she was either.
I'll go first here.
Yeah.
Nia Peoples. Sound like a young girl. 27.
33.
58. Annalise. Okay, for the tie, that makes it a tie. Here's the very important thing, testing your memories. We're going to go through your interview, and then I'm going to expect you to remember one of these three numbers that I say. So if you got anything in your head that you can memorize things, memorize these three numbers. Poet Emily Dickinson would have been 189 years old today, but she died in 1886 at the young age of 56 from high blood pressure, which caused a brain hemorrhage that could not be stopped. My guest today is originally from Alpharetta, Georgia, but now calls Bottle Ground, Georgia home. He has been a PBA pro for 30 years with one title and now rolls in the senior PBA. Please welcome my friend, my new friend. He's going to be a closer friend when I ask for lessons. Doug O'Bryant in the studio.
Hello, everyone.
And hey, we bring our own guests here, buddy. My second guest started bowling when she was 3 years old with an 8-pound Mickey Mouse ball. And at the age of 15, already has 7 national titles. Please welcome my friend's daughter, Miss Annalise O'Bryant, into the studio. Yeah, buddy. All right. So now y'all know why I'm so excited. I have some bowling legend and friends and future right in the office here, and I love it. Welcome to the show, Doug.
Thank you.
At the age of 23, 1985, how'd you get into bowling?
Well, when my baseball career was finally over with, or suddenly over with, I guess is a better term, I've always loved bowling and watched it on ABC Sports, on Saturday. But
I remember that.
When bowling was over with, I had to turn to other things to do, and so bowling was one of them, along with golf, and I continued to play softball. But started bowling league. And then a buddy of mine come along and says, we was talking about what we was going to do on the weekend. He said, I'm going to bowl a tournament. I said, tournament? Where? What? So he introduced me to a local tournament. He says, it pays $1,000 first place. I was like, we can win money doing this? And that's all it took.
Yeah.
So that's where it started.
That's all it started there. So 88, you decided to join the PBA. And for all my house bowlers, please turn the volume up. This is important information right here. You decided to join the PBA in 1988. What is the process in 88 to join the PBA?
Back in those days, you had
when the wheel was turned.
Back before the war, you had to average 190 in 2 different leagues for 2 years in a row, if I remember right. That was just to be able to apply. Then you applied to become a PBA member. You had to have 3 current PBA members sign a certificate of certification or whatever, saying that they felt like you were qualified to become a member. And then you turned it in. And then if you were accepted, you had to attend a PBA school. Within a year of your being accepted, you had to go to a PBA school. And it was only 3 a year, if I remember right. And for me, fortunately, there was one here in Atlanta within the year that I was able to go to. Otherwise, you fly to out west or up north or wherever.
At your expense.
At your own expense. PBA school was 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, suit and tie. There was no bowling. It was a school.
There was no bowling.
No bowling.
What did you do?
You sat in a class and you learned how to become a professional. Different speakers came in, your Hall of Fame bowlers, speakers, whoever they had come in. You had a booklet, you studied, and at the end of it you took a test and you had to pass the test. And it wasn't a walkover test. It was, you had to study, you had to pay attention, and then if you passed the test, then you were officially a member.
So I know that's not the way it happens now. I'm positive of that.
No,
What do you think? Why did it stop?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I have no idea. And I don't really remember when. Sometime in the 90s they deleted the PBA
I actually looked it
school.
up. Yeah.
Maybe because to try to get more membership. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
That's just my guess of why they stopped it. And also, when you became a PBA member back then, we had, you had your dress code. If I remember right, you couldn't have a beard. You have a mustache.
No facial hair.
beard.
That's absolutely right.
And then your hair couldn't touch your collar.
Couldn't touch your ears or your collar.
So we were clean cut.
Yep.
Professional image, and we had
Belt, pants,
professional
shirt,
guidelines.
tie,
I don't think they really enforced it, but as a PBA member, no matter where you were, if you were just practicing at your home center, you were supposed to wear slacks and a collared shirt, even if you were just practicing. You had to maintain the professional image everywhere you went as a PBA member.
I know what it is now. I just know it's not like that now at all. And the year was 93. I went and did some searching on it. 93 they stopped, and they raised the average to 200. And then currently right now it's 200 average for 1 year in one league with a minimum of 92 games, I believe it was, and $299. No class.
Mm-hmm. Or you could go cash in 2 straight tournaments and instantly become a member too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was another. Now.
So it had to be a regional tournament then, like an amateur tournament.
Yeah, because you had to do so well in regionals before you could bowl national tour back then too. So it was,
Wow. So they didn't let you go. Like even after you went to that class, that didn't put you anything up higher than regional.
Mm-mm.
You had to go out there and prove in regionals.
No, I don't remember. You had to build your way up to national tour.
That's awesome. That's one of the things I think that people don't give bowling that much respect because you just pay money to get to the top level. That's a lot of people have told me that before. And when you got into it now, that's different. There's a lot of people that ain't going to sit through all that and wear that kind of stuff. And no drinking either, right?
No.
Yeah, I remember when you were on lanes, there's no drinking.
Oh no, and still to
Zero.
this day, no smoking or drinking. Well, of course, you don't smoke in centers anymore like you used to. But even when smoking was allowed in a bowling center, as a professional, you could not smoke while you were competing.
Weird question. Back in the day of overhead projectors and scorekeeping by hand, was there cheating?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I mean, like we all,
No, because everybody policed each other. You didn't.
It's a family.
Yes.
You guys,
Yes.
I mean, everybody was there bowling against each other, but
yeah.
you all knew each other in your family.
On tour, no. Not that I know of. I don't remember anybody ever mentioning somebody cheating on their score on tour. No.
I mean, that was the biggest thing that happened in leagues when it was paper cheating.
You fill out your sheets, your scores each game, and then at the end of it all, you've got to double check your scores and sign off on the opponent's scores. And of course, you're not going to let somebody cheat. So
right.
I don't.
Because back in the day, you couldn't just go up to the center and say, "Hey, pull my 3 games, give me a printout."
No.
That never happened. Whatever happened, happened.
Yeah.
If you didn't see it, it was guessing.
Mm-hmm.
1996, one of my favorite years, year the Olympics came here. You win your first title. Tell us about it. Where was it?
It was Fort Walton, Florida.
Okay.
Where it was.
Cool.
About a year before that, I finally decided if I was going to be better on tour, I had to give it 100% because I was still playing softball and golf and other sports and didn't give it 100%. But when I started giving it 100%, I started making cuts more, and I made several top 5s, and then I finally won. And 2 weeks later, I think I finished second 2 weeks later, and I was making a lot of top 5s back then. But it was because I gave it 100%.
Absolutely.
I practiced, and that was all I did. And that's what it takes. It's so hard to win.
It is.
It doesn't
Because
matter.
everybody wants to.
to make the back then you were bowling 16 games head-to-head match play on Sundays, not brackets like it is today, and so it was a grind. And
Yeah, explain that too. That's my next question. Can you explain the difference between the PBA round robin and the PBA bracket system, and then how it gets decided which way you're going to play?
Tournament director has the decision of the format.
Okay.
And normally it's in conjunction. Well, nowadays in conjunction with the proprietor. They kind of get together and what they like to see. Back in the day, we had a lot of entries back then in regionals, up sometimes 200 entries. At 144 entries and less, they'd take the top 16. Over 144 entries, they'd take top 24. And you do a round robin head-to-head match play on Sunday, and then cut to the top, with bonus pins, and then cut to the top 5 for the step ladder. And that's the way it was every tournament. Normally, depending on the entries, the more entries we had, the less games of qualifying. But normally 2 blocks. They only oiled the lanes one time.
That's it. Yeah.
You had A and B squad or ABC or however many entries, and you bowled all day on that one pattern. And normally it was 2 4-game blocks or 2 5-game blocks, depending. And then you had round robin match play. Nowadays, the round robins kind of went away. You still have round robin on national tour in a lot of tournaments, but in the regionals they went to a bracket where you get the top 16 and depending on each.
How do you get into that though? How many games you bowl to make the top 16?
8.
So you bowl 8 games and you're seeded.
Saturday, and then the top 16 go to a bracketed match play.
What happens in a tie?
Roll off.
What's a roll off?
1 game roll off.
1 game roll off. Okay. All right. Explain to me here, because you said you're making the dance. The dance in our language is TV. How tough is it on TV compared to before you get a TV? Like how does your game change when you're in the top 5?
Well, your game,
like the TV pair. I've never been on a TV pair. What's the difference on the TV pair?
well, it's the same pattern. But what people don't understand is, or maybe not see, is the players get practice on that pair before, if it's a national tour or a televised event, before the cameras come on. So they get a lot of practice depending on how much time. I'm not sure exactly how much time they get, but then when the top 5 starts, of course, your higher seeds, they have a practice pair. And on tour, everybody goes to the practice pair except for 2 bowling. And then in between each game, they all get to come throw 4 or 6 balls in between each game so that they're able to stay up with the breakdown of the lanes. You don't stay over there and do nothing until the game before you bowl, or some tournaments won't let you practice until 5 frames before you bowl it. No, you get your practice. You get to stay.
So when they go to commercial, everybody that's still left is coming over to check the burn.
Yeah, they're throwing shots to I don't remember if it's 4 or 6 shots. But,
right. But even if you're not next.
Yeah, sure.
So 5 and 4 play, 1, 2, and 3 are all coming over.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about the lights? That's my biggest thing, because I know lights make heat and heat makes oil not very nice.
Well,
so how is a pattern affected by the lights on the TV or not?
Now, I've never been on TV on tour.
Okay.
Other than watching her on TV, standing behind her. The lights are hot. It's more the heat of the lights to the bowler.
Yeah.
The oil, I don't really think it affects the oil, because the oil doesn't evaporate. It's still there. So.
But doesn't oil spread? I mean, I'm asking. I don't know. Does oil not spread when it gets hot? It's not that kind of oil. They separate a little bit.
To be honest, I don't think, I've never heard anybody talk about the oil itself with the effects from the lights.
Okay.
It's so thin.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot on there depending on the patterns, but it's just really not. You can't even see it. So I'm not sure that the lights really affect the viscosity of the oil, I guess is what you're trying to say.
Right, exactly.
But it does heat up the area, and the players get hot, they sweat, they swell, or whatever effects that could happen. Right. So, and then you got your nerves, and but I think once anybody gets in the flow of the if their mental game's correct, they get focused and it's just them in the lanes.
I do notice, like, I watch Simonson a lot. Simon's my favorite young bowler. He sweats a lot when he plays more than one game on TV. He's a big guy, and that's got to affect your ball a little bit. Holding the ball, your hands are slippery. Your thumbs shrink in the heat and swell in the cold. Is that correct? Or is that backwards?
That's backwards.
Okay, so vice versa that. So I always see him playing, even though he doesn't do the thumb with his two hands. I don't think.
No.
They don't want to show up, but he's always playing with his thumb.
Well, it's the feel. Even though they don't use their thumb, you still got the pad of your hand and the ball sets in. And,
Right.
And it's got to be, they're like a little tackiness there. It's control.
Right.
So you'll see all the two-handers, wipe. You see them wiping their hands on their shirts and pants to get, or
Exactly.
whatever they need to do to get that correct feel so they're able to make a good shot.
So in 2012, you joined the senior PBA on a Friday, but you couldn't bowl. Why? More damn rules.
Technically, a PBA tournament starts. The first day of the tournament is practice session, pro-ams, in most tournaments, and that's actually the start of a tournament. So my birthday was on a Friday. We had a regional, and I could not bowl because you've got to turn of age before the tournament starts, not the day of. So I didn't know that till right before the tournament when I went to sign up for the tournament.
It's my favorite button. To the PBA.
So that was easy.
Come on, it's your birthday.
Yeah,
Let him bowl.
I did not get to bowl the weekend of my birthday.
That is not very fair. What would you say is the biggest transition from PBA to senior PBA?
The biggest transition
for you?
Well, I didn't bowl a lot of PBA before I turned 50. I was just a journeyman. I wasn't by far, I wasn't one of the better bowlers out there.
We're not listening to that.
But
are we?
No. But when I turned 50 and I was able to bowl more national stuff, the first few tournaments I was nervous.
I would be too.
Just like the first few tournaments in regular tour I bowled. You walk in and here's all your superstars that you see on TV. Now you see them in person and you're like, how are they going to react to me? And so
open arms, right?
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, okay.
But actually, the first senior tournament I bowled, I made the cut. I made the finals, or did I make top 24? And they were, it's 150 entries, big tournament, and I think I just missed qualifying in the top 24. I might have qualified like 27th, 28th, and I made the match play, which it wasn't round robin, it was brackets, and it was best, I forget now, best 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 5, whatever it was, and I got beat the first match of my match play, and I bowled well, and I just got beat.
That happens.
Oh well, but my first national tour as senior, I bowled good.
Did you bowl doubles at all?
No.
None.
I've never bowled doubles.
Who would be your favorite person to bowl against? If you could pick anybody you wanted to bowl against.
Not
her. That doesn't count. In your senior division, the money's on the line. Make it any amount of money you want. Who do you want to bowl?
Well, I guess.
How about who do you not want to bowl?
I guess you're saying who you want to beat the best.
I know. That's what I'm trying to say. Who do you not want to bowl? Who do you want to bowl and say I beat him?
Well, all the Hall of Famers are out there. You got Walter Ray. You got
I want to play
Parker. You got Pete. Which I've bowled him in match play. I've beat Walter Ray. I've beat Parker. I don't think I've ever bowled Pete in match play. But if I bowled Pete Weber in match play or even lucky enough in top 5 and beat him, that would be a statement.
Absolutely. All right, when we come back, we're going to have to talk to Annalise about all this stuff. The junior gold champion, Miss Annalise O'Bryant. We come back, keep it 100 with DC here at BFAN 109.6. We'll be right back. It's funny how people's brains change.
You got to stay in a moment. You got to pay attention to what's going on. You can only throw one shot at a time.
Facts.
And I found myself sometimes, like in qualifying, I've shot 230, 240. Okay, I got it going now. I hope I can make the top 4 or get a bye or whatever. Well, that's thinking ahead. I shouldn't be doing that. I should be focusing on one frame at a time, do the best I can, close frames, and then when 8 games are over with, let it take care of itself.
What do you do to prepare yourself like that? What's your mental game trick?
I don't have a mental game trick right now. That's my problem.
Okay. So you do still think about it like that?
Sometimes.
Yes.
I'm trying to learn to relax and bowl and not think about so much and worry about so much. Probably my mental game in bowling probably goes back to all the other sports I played. Bowling to me, I've always considered it a luck game, full of luck. And there is a degree of luck. In golf, you do everything correctly and you hit the golf ball correctly and you set up correctly, the ball's going to go somewhere good.
Unless you get unlucky and land in a divot. I golf too.
Well, that's true.
I
But
golf
even
way
that's
better than I bowl.
not that bad if you learn how to hit it out of the
Oh, yeah.
divot. If you put the ball and it goes in the hole, it's in the hole.
Facts. Facts.
You're playing baseball. You make a good swing, you make good contact, something good's going to happen. You catch the ball, the guy's out. Bowling, you do everything perfect, throw it in the pocket, 7-10. You can do everything really good and leave the worst possible scenario. Sure, technically there's a reason why you left a 7-10, but still, that used to drive me up a wall to do good things and have negative outcomes.
Kim and Savannah.
Oh, hi, Kim,
Yeah.
Savannah.
Hi.
See you guys Thursday night.
Welcome back to the show. Birthday shout-outs are brought to you by Barker Heat and Air. Remind you, if your air goes out and you don't know what to do, call 678-888-COOL. And yes, they do heat too. I can't believe somebody asked me that. Barker Heating and Air. And then I say 678-88-COOL. He goes, oh man, my heater broke. I don't need them. No, they do heat and air. We have been talking to my guest, Mr. Doug O'Brien, about his bowling career. But before I switch to his daughter, I saved one question for him. I do have one more question. How cool is it to put all your knowledge into your kid?
Well, first of all, I can't claim my knowledge. It's not my knowledge. It's knowledge I've gained from the best in the world and the best teachers in the world. I'm passing along information from the best teachers and the best bowlers to my students. It's not my knowledge.
He's very humble.
It's what I've learned. If I could learn it myself, that'd be great, but I'm just passing it along to
Understood. Doug, are you a good guy? You're a good guy,
I
aren't you?
think that I am.
I think you are a good
I try
guy.
to be.
He is. You think about bowlers, and I know you know who I'm talking about, and I know she is because she just smiled really big, and she's young. Think about bowlers. If I said that to, I'm not going to name any names. I got too many friends. If I said that to some of the names, most of them are going to say, "Oh, I love putting all I got." They're all proud of it. You went ahead and thanked everybody that helped you, and you learned to help with your daughter, with your stuff with your daughter.
Mm-hmm.
You're a good guy, though.
Well, thank you.
All right. What would you say is the most important piece? Oh, first of all, hello, Annalise.
Hello.
How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm awesome. Please say hi to your grandmother again, because I'm sure she's listening now. We're so happy. And what's your grandmother's name?
D.
D, as soon as we go off air, turn off the radio. Please. The music's going to come back on. I don't want to scare her. So it's super cool to be traveling with the pros as a kid. But we talked a little bit during one of the break before we started here. Pete Weber was your babysitter.
Yep.
Don't touch my towel. Pete Weber was your babysitter. How?
One tournament.
Yeah, talk. What's that about?
It was awesome. When, of course, I was young and I didn't really know that much. And I'm not going to lie, I was a little scared of him, knowing just who he is and what he's like. But he just told my dad, don't worry about it, I'll take care of her. He had already bowled his block, and my dad was about to bowl his, and my dad was worried, and he just was like, don't worry, I got her. And he just took me into the restaurant, and we sat there for the next few hours. We just talked. There were some people that came in, talked to him. He bought me some food and stuff.
Pointers? Did y'all talk bowling or just life?
Just life.
Yeah.
I was so young, I didn't know. I was just like,
Exactly. I'd be like, even at my age now, I'd be like, in 2014, at the age of 10, I'm learning to walk. You enter your first tournament with a 190 average using a 14-pound ball. Do you remember that tournament?
I do.
Tell us about that tournament.
Well, it was a long time ago. I don't really remember that much. I mean, I remember bowling it, but I don't remember everything. I just remember winning. I think I was in, I forget what division I was in. I just remember I was bowling against boys.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, because...
It was an average division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I do remember at the beginning of the tournament, I guess I was on a pair of lanes with like the highest average or whatever, and people were looking at me weird like, what is she doing here? She looks a little little. She doesn't look like she would be in this group. So.
Did you play any different because of that? Like some people take, like me. If you put me at a disadvantage and tell me I'm the one that's not favored, my game's going up. You just go to that next level. Did you find yourself trying to do better because you're playing with mostly boys, or just it didn't really matter? Yeah. Did you like beating boys better than girls?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Who does? What girl wouldn't? Yeah, but that's the humble part. You can like it, but you gotta stay humble because boys are not the best sports. Are girls better sports than boys? You play with more girls now too, so.
Yes. To me, in a way, yes.
Explain why.
Well, I guess it's because of the game. Like boys, they're bigger and they're stronger. They hook it a lot more. They have more power and everything else. And to me, boys are could be a little more cockier than girls and act that way. And girls just stay, they're not. There's very few girls that bowl that are strong, but they just just stay relaxed.
Meaning they're as strong as a boy, obviously.
Right. We're talking muscle. We're not talking shots.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's one thing that girls usually don't do. Girls won't overthrow a ball.
Right.
Usually. I know you know more because you coach them, but usually most girls are not going to overthrow the ball due to lack of muscle.
Right.
No.
You do believe that, or you do? Boys come up there, and if they're losing, I'm going to throw it harder. I'm going to force my shot.
Yes.
Testosterone comes into place where girls will go to a new ball like that.
No, girls
Smart.
are not going to try to overpower the lanes like a boy. No, I agree.
Okay. And the other thing about girls, I'll tell you, the camaraderie between girls is not the same with boys. Or do you all, in your little circles, it's poop talking with guys. That's a part of bowling. Do girls do that in your little girl circles? Do y'all talk smack with each other?
Not really.
Yeah, I don't see that. Good guys, I could talk smack to my best friend. I'll talk smack to you, bowling with you. And you're going to whoop my butt, but I'm still talking smack. That's what guys do. But girls don't. In 2015... Now, in a 15-pound ball at the age of 11, you led junior gold by 200 pins. So, leading by 200 pins, my biggest question here, and I know when I get in the lead, I am not humble. How did you stay humble with a 200-pin lead?
Well, I wasn't really, into it. All I knew is that I was going to this huge tournament. I was in the lead, and I just did what my dad told me to do, just go bowl, throw this ball in this place, I didn't really know about the leaders or anything.
Well, the 200 pins goes away in match play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they went to the top 8. It was only the top 8 in the U12, so head-to-head top 8.
How are you in match play? Is it any different than anything else? You play any different?
Just bowling.
Yeah, it's just bowling. So you're...
It's different format, of course. It's going to be different because there's rules that you have to do and all that, but it just...
Like what?
Well, you have... If you're bowling someone else, you have, the lane where one person bowls, whoever the higher seed, just like in the step ladder.
Okay.
The higher seed gets to choose who starts,
Okay.
and you go back and forth. That's a rule in match play.
Okay.
All the time.
Okay, so you guys don't TV bowl. You do TV bowl or you don't?
Yes.
You do TV bowl. Like we do? When you're bowling in match play, is it
Oh yeah.
first person goes once, next person
Sure,
goes twice?
Yeah.
But you get choice of lane, just like
Yeah.
just like
The
in my
higher
tournament.
seeds, yeah, sure.
Okay, cool.
Sure.
That's the main reason I was asking. I want to see because the tournament when I built it was a stepping stone for the U's. When I made it, I was all about the P3s. The other divisions just happened because
Okay.
everybody has to bowl. I wanted a place where 169 and below could bowl. When they do get better, they know what to do at her level. I wanted to see how close I was, so it's just, like my finals format is the same as junior gold at the end when you get the match play. Okay, cool. If you're going to a step ladder, where would you rather be seated?
First.
You like just going in there and getting it over with?
Yeah.
No pressure whatsoever.
Nope.
You?
Well, everybody wants to be first seed.
Yeah, I mean, and
First
you're
seed,
guaranteed
you know.
money, but as far as bowling goes, like conditions of the lane, like I know a lot of people say, I'd rather go fifth. I'm going to know what the lane's doing the whole time. If I'm on, you're not going to stop me.
I don't think.
I disagree with that.
I disagree too. I think anybody who goes to a tournament will take number one seed every tournament.
Do you think it's more because you're guaranteed second, or it's more because you got one game and done?
Well, both. I mean,
Yeah.
you one game to win.
Yeah.
Period. Well, if you qualify fourth or fifth, you got to bowl 4 games and win.
Same way?
You know, so without a doubt, you want to be number one seed.
All right, so after leading by 200 pins in 2015, 2016 you come up and you finish third. What happened? I already know. Dad told me.
Oh, wasn't I leading? I thought that.
You
led
were.
the tournament
I
too.
did.
Yeah?
And the same thing basically happened, you know. I was number one seed going in the match play, and then the 16th seed, right?
8th seed.
The 8th seed, she beat me. And so I had to go through like 2 or 3 matches, and I came up with her again. And she beat me by 1 pin. 10th frame, I think I missed a spare earlier, 1 spare. And I needed strike in the 10th frame, and I go high, 4 pin. And back then I really didn't know about scores. All I knew is I wanted to strike. And if I didn't strike, make my spares. That's all I knew.
Yeah.
And I remember when I didn't strike, I just heard everybody go, oh! And I'm just like, what happened? And I made it and then struck. And then I go back and I see the score, and I'm like, 1 pin. Are you serious?
And Dad said, make your spares. I know that's what he's all about. He's all about spares.
Same thing.
Every time I've talked to him, all he talks about is what my spare game
Yep.
like.
Same thing in 2015. I lost the match. I missed a spare.
Yep.
So,
Spares are
Lost,
important.
6 pins that tournament.
Strike score, but spares make money. It's a fact.
Now, let me know she's 190, 190, which would have beat any age group, but still gets beat 6 pins. But she missed the 1 spare in that match, and I mean,
See-
you can't. But you know,
So-
it happens. But I mean, that's what I tell her before every tournament: make your spares and you'll win.
So 2018 comes up and you buckle down. I don't need to say much more. We know what happened.
Going into 2018, you know, the year before 2017 was my worst year because mentally I was not into it. It was my first year in U15, and obviously I didn't do good. I didn't perform well. And then 2018, I'm like, okay, enough of this crap. I know I can beat these girls.
I love that.
And, you know, from game 1, first day of qualifying, you know, I just went at it. I focused, I made my spares, I went all the way. I wanted to win junior gold. I worked so hard because that was my goal, to win junior gold and be on Team USA. That's all I wanted to do for them. And then I won.
What do you think? What do you think was the biggest thing that messed you up in 17 with U15? Mental?
Yeah,
Just because you went up and
Yeah.
did you think you weren't ready or something or what?
I don't know what it was. I mean,
It was in your head,
yes.
but
I remember telling, first day, I remember telling my parents before we started, I'm nervous because I'm going against the bigger girls. And as soon as I said that, my parents realized, she's not going to win. She's not ready for this. Like, it's stupid to say that because as soon as you say, I'm nervous or I'm scared, that shouldn't even be a thought.
right. It has nothing to do with bowling.
Exactly.
I totally agree with you.
If you want it, you go after it. You don't say, I'm scared.
So saying about wanting it and going after it, let's talk about 2019. You went and got it in 2018. What's this 2019 going back to back and defending your title?
Well, it was, even though I still won, it was a roller coaster.
I watched.
It was a roller coaster. 2018, each day I got better and better and better. 2019, first day I did good, and then I got worse and worse. And yet I still stayed up there, which was a good thing. And then the fourth day, you know, I was like, okay, first day you did good, the last 2 days you have not done good, you got worse and worse. We're not going to do this again. You're the defending champion, act like it.
And you're telling yourself this at 14 years old.
Yeah.
15.
She's 15 now.
Who's 15?
Oh, this is 2019. Okay, I'm not going to do the dates anymore. At 15 years old, you're sitting there telling, it's not him. You're telling yourself, hey, I'm better than this.
Yes.
Stop.
I know better.
Yeah.
And then,
You're right. Her mental game is way better than your mental game. I don't even have that game.
stay positive.
I'm positive. Positive I'll miss that 10 pin. How'd you feel about defending your title? Just the fact, because there hasn't been any. Has there been any repeats? Where were the repeats? I looked.
The U12 girl this year.
Oh, I didn't go that far down. I
Yeah.
stayed at that level. I
Uh,
went 15
yeah.
and the 18, is it? U18? Is it?
It
What's
was
the U15? U20,
Well,
yeah.
there was U17 this year too. They had an in-between division for this year.
Okay.
So what's her name?
Caitlin
Okay.
Alpagano.
Oh, yeah, good bowler.
She,
Real good bowler.
she repeated in
Okay.
the U12 division.
Okay.
But yeah,
This year.
way back in the 90s when Junigo first started, you had like Shannon Pluhowski, Brianna Clemmer, they won like 3 times straight in a row.
Oh, Brianna didn't win 3 in a row.
Somebody won 3 in a row.
Stephanie Johnson won 3 in a row.
Yeah,
and,
that's it.
and Shannon Pulaski won 3 in a row back in the late 90s. Well, when it first started.
I only knew Pulaski. I was trying to lead her into the question here. She was supposed to say, yeah, Pulaski did it 3 times in a row. And then I'm going to say, so what do we have to look forward to in 2020?
Another repeat.
Another repeat?
Another 3 in a row.
Yeah, you want to go 3 in a row?
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's all I want to know. I want to hear her say it, tenacity. You got a great game. I haven't
Thank
physically watched you bowl. I've watched you on TV. I watched you on videos. Before the interview, went back and watched some interviews. You can see the difference in it, but watching you in person, you're tenacious on the spares. I mean, she attacks the pocket, but her spares, you can tell when she misses, she's absolutely pissed off. Absolutely. No way she's not mad at herself. She's like, ah. And you don't see that in kids. I'm sorry, you don't. Most kids just turn around, hang their head, and it's over with it.
Well, her fundamentals are sound. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean,
So, strongest part of your game is?
Spares.
Weakest part of your game is?
Maybe rotation?
I don't know. I'm asking you, I don't know.
I mean, before, during 2018, before my rotation was not good. I basically do straight at the pocket or whatever, straight up the gutter. But now I've learned more about rotation and going around the ball more to curve the lane, and I've gotten better at that.
So that's what you learn right now, is you're learning more about rotation.
Right.
That's where your career is going right now.
ball controlling your hand. Let's just say controlling.
Yeah.
I would say hand control, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the hand controls the action of the ball. So learn how to stay behind it, how to get around it, and all the points in between.
Like
so,
Norm Duke.
Yeah, like Norm Duke.
Duke, the man with the hand position. Has anybody got a better hand position than him? The ability to change their hand like he does?
The ability to, probably, but
Who do you think
but
is better?
do it as well as he does?
Yeah, I mean, he does that so well for all these years.
Well, all your better bowlers do little things with their hands. I mean,
But doesn't he live on
it's
that?
probably
though?
not talked. You know, it's talked about by him more than anyone because he's known for that.
Man, it's his whole game's about his hand position.
Parker, Walter Ray, they all change their hand positionings to get a different different look if they need to. They really do. But Norm may be the best at it
If there is a best, right. Question for both of you. You go first. How weird does it look when Walter Ray bowls two-handed? He is a big, lanky guy. When I see him bend over and spin that ball, I don't think that his back can take that. I know it does, but he's a senior, and oh my God, it looks so weird.
It's not his back.
He's bent over and crouched, and it just looks like he's all crammed up. And when he stands up, he's long and lanky, and he gets that nice roll on the ball. It's like, is there that big of a difference in two hands that you switch to that?
Yeah.
I mean, he has a great career.
He did that to try to compete more with the kids tour, and what we call kids tour, the regular tour. Technically, ball speed and rev rate has an advantage. You're able to open up the lane on certain conditions if you can do that. And so he decided that that's what he was going to do to improve himself to be able to compete more. So here you are, the best in the world to go, Walter Reid, still changing his game to compete.
You have to, because somebody else is working.
60 years old.
Yeah, somebody else is working just as hard as you are. I mean, everybody pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Those tournaments aren't cheap.
Yeah.
Well, we got through all the questions, Doug. Guess what time it is? It is time to play radio karaoke.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It is time to see which one of these people right here knows more about 1970s classic rock and roll. Here on BFAM 109.6. We'll be right back. Radio karaoke is brought to you by Lit AF and a DJ named Roach. This is his new song, What We Gonna Do. Today's contestants will be Doug. Please ring your bell.
You want me to push this button?
There you go. Against Annalise, please ring your button. With the genre of 1970s classic rock and roll. Here's how we play. I'm going to read 4 lines from the song. Very good. Monotone. No beats. 0 beats.
Zero. Can't sing it for us?
At any time during my reading, you may buzz in for 2 points and tell me the name of the song. Don't hit it and go, no, that's Prince, because you're helping the other person. Don't say the name of the group. If you do not get the name of the song when I read it, I will play the song itself with the same lines. That's worth 1 point. If you buzz in and you're wrong, you're out, and the other person will get the whole song, because I'm that guy.
Oh, Lord.
Are we ready?
I guess.
How many of those 3 numbers do you remember from the beginning? None, right? See how easy that was?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's going to be how you catch up.
Yeah, you got to understand, it's a senior moment,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, okay, well,
Yeah,
we don't discriminate here.
Wait. 189.
Don't tell him! No, don't tell him! Don't tell him! He doesn't know any of them. It's your only...
Wait, that was wrong anyway.
No, it was right. Sorry. All right, so the first song sounds something like this. Though his mind is not for rent, don't put him down as arrogant. His reserve a quite defense. Annalise?
Tom Sawyer.
Tom Sawyer is absolutely correct for
Let's go.
2 points.
I was wondering if he's going to get that or not.
Well, Doug, don't let her win, but she is humble. She
I
is
was
humble.
singing it on mine. Okay, Doug.
I love you, but I'm gonna beat you.
Okay.
Oh, I love that. That was hot. Okay, so the next song sounds a little something like this. You need cooling.
Oh no, I know.
Was that
Whole
you,
lot
Doug?
of love.
Whole lot of love for 2 points. Hey, you guys might get called back for the championships on this one. That was awful fast.
Anything Led Zeppelin, I'm done.
Well, he got
No,
that.
you're not.
Yes, I am.
You are now. +2 for Doug. It is 2-2. I might not even play no music. I like this. It's an easier job. Next song sounds like this. Living easy, living free. Season ticket on a one-way ride. Asking nothing, leave me be. Taking everything in my stride. Oh, I am going to have to play. See, the first time I don't load it,
Nope.
you
I
guys
know
don't
what the
know
song
it.
is.
You
I
know-
can't think of the name
Yeah,
of it.
I'm familiar with it.
You want to sing it for us?
No.
All right, so I'm going to turn it on now. The same part that I just sang so beautifully.
I don't think I know what it is.
You want to ring it first for 2 points before I do this? Okay, music's coming out. 1 point. Oh, daughter went first.
Highway to Hell.
Highway to Hell is absolute. Look at that face. +1 for Annalise.
I'm not very quick when it comes to thinking. I have to think about things for a while to come up with answers.
I love that. This one's
What
yours.
happens when you get old?
This one's yours, Doug. I don't think she knows this one.
Okay.
Well, I don't know where they come from, but they sure do come. No way. I lost my spot. I hope they coming for me. And I don't know how they do it, but they sure do it good. I hope they ain't doing it for free. Doug.
Scratch fever.
That is Cat Scratch Fever
I knew it.
by the Nuge. Doug is ahead 4-3.
How do I not know that? That was one of my favorite songs.
I know. You should know.
Man.
Oh, well.
All right, question number 5. It's the same old story all over again. You turn a lover into just another friend.
Lay it on the line.
Lay It on the Line is
Try it.
absolutely
I don't know the words
correct
to that song like you
for
do.
2
Same old
points.
story all over again.
That's it.
You turn a lover into just another friend. I wanna love you.
Play your drums.
I wanna make you mine. Won't you lay it on the line?
I'm not going to stop her, Doug. She's in a flow, man.
How many listeners are amazed that she's
I mean-
classic rock level?
I mean, classic rock, 15 years old. What's up, Charles Waller? How you doing?
Hey, Charles.
Dude, it's 6-3 now. You're in danger because she was supposed to catch up with the bonus question. So now the bonus question is going to be for you if you don't get this one. Okay, here's the last song for regulars. Mama told me when I was young. I saw a hand go up.
Simple Man.
Dude, you're so... Simple Man is absolutely correct.
Let it scared.
All right, so Doug, here's the cool part. I was going to say this to her, and you were supposed to make the bad faces, but now she's going to make them. The score right now, Annalise has 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and Doug has 4. So Doug, for 5 points, only for you. Only for you. See that face? That's the one you're supposed to be making right now.
Oh.
I thought you would be in the lead, and I was going to let her come back.
Her mind's better than mine. I don't.
Well, that's bad because now you have to remember something. So.
Okay.
Okay, so for 5 points, only for you. She can't help you. I mean, she can, but she's going to give points away to you. What's a good question on here? Let's see. Let's try this one. What year did Emily Dixon die?
You say 1851?
1886.
86.
So,
She was 56.
she was 56
So I remembered that part.
and
You
189
asked me the
today.
wrong question.
I'm sorry, Doug. So now the score is 9-5, but the last question is worth 189 points in honor of Emily Dickinson. Can you see why everybody loves this game? There's not really any rules. I make them up as I go. So Annalise has 9, Doug has 4, but somebody's really going to take a butt whooping.
Uh-oh.
So here's the last song. It has nothing to do with 1970s rock and roll. I picked the song. And it sounds something like this. She's a good girl, loves her mama, loves Jesus and America too. Hit it! Oh,
Free Falling.
Free Falling for the win. Is that right? You think that's right?
That's right.
It
Tom
is
Petty.
absolutely right for the
I
win.
couldn't think of free falling.
And our winner today is Miss Annalise O'Bryant. When we come back, we're going to close out the show, talk a little about Bowl for Life, keeping it 100 with DC here on PFAN 19.6. We'll be right back.
That's a classic example of
Senior moment. I saw his face and he's going, Dave, I know that one. I'm like, hit the button. And she
What
hits
I'm
the
doing
button.
is singing the song in my head, trying to, okay, let's get to the chorus or something where I know what the name is. Like Simple Man. I mean, that's one of my favorite Skinner songs. And I'm sitting there, I know, duh.
Oh, listen to Kickstart My Heart.
Let her coach you.
My favorite band. Motley Crue, my favorite band was in high school. Love them.
China Grove.
He's playing now, ain't he?
Doobie Brothers.
Welcome back to the show. This segment is brought to you by the Barbecue Place. They feature Texas-style barbecue, both chicken, pork, and brisket, and have a bar with over 30 craft beers. Reminder, Taco Tuesdays, $2 tacos, Coors, Miller, and Corona in a bottle. Visit them 2365 Powder Springs Road, Marietta, or call 678-383-6331. So, Annalise, before we leave here, I want to talk about something that I'm near and dear to. Did Chuck start it? Did Chuck actually start that foundation? I don't want to say he started it. Chuck started a foundation called Bowl for Life. Now, I understand you recently bowled in a tournament there. Talk.
Well, we recently bowled in the Bowl for Life tournament in Gastonia, North Carolina. Guaranteed $20,000. Amazing tournament. We had how many kids bowl? 100.
Well, they filled it up at 130.
About 130 kids.
Okay.
They had U12. They had U15 and
U20.
U15, U20,
Four
boys and
divisions.
girls. It was.
How'd you do?
I won.
Of course you won. How'd you bowl? I mean,
I bowled good.
Okay.
Starting out, I was a little rough, but got better.
What was the pattern?
There was 3 different patterns.
Okay.
And they were random. We had no idea what they were until like a minute before we started our practice sessions.
Well, you had practice on 2 of the patterns, and the 3rd pattern was a mystery pattern.
Which was.
Didn't know that till they started to practice on it. The third
This is
set.
going to be an important person, I think. BFAM 109.6, you're on the air. Who am I talking to?
Hi, you are talking to Fancy Williams.
Hey, Fancy! What's up, girl?
Hi, Fancy!
Hello, Annalise. Hello, Doug.
Hi, Fancy.
For all who don't know, Fancy is Walter Ray's wife. Is Fancy Williams on the line?
Yes. I am the wife of Walter Ray Williams, Jr., and I can honestly say that I'm a fan of Annalise O'Bryant.
How can she be?
Exactly. She is the epitome of what our sport of bowling needs in our youth. And besides being a fierce competitor on the lane, she's a gracious and humble young lady off the lane, which is a breath of fresh air.
Thank you, Fancy. You're too kind.
Just being honest.
Just being honest. Fancy.
If she wasn't, I wouldn't call in and say so.
Totally understand. Fancy, can you beat Walter at horseshoes?
No.
Neither can
Not
I.
here.
Neither can I. Not even close.
Yes.
Not even close.
Now, there's a few people that can. I am not one of them. I am not a horseshoe player. I'm actually I was a bowler too. So that's what I can say that I appreciate Annalise's game so much.
I didn't know that. I didn't know you were a bowler too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Are y'all ready?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Are y'all ready for the holidays?
I don't know. Can you ever really be ready for the holidays?
Yeah.
You you prepare yourself, but you're not. But lots of good stories out there. You're seeing a lot of kindness go around, which is definitely needed. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Y'all want to ask her anything? Talk to her about anything?
Looks like y'all been having.
I want to know if she's gonna go back to back to back.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That's what we heard. We heard that there's 2 people that have 3 titles in a row, and I'm predicting 4. The girl's tenacious. I mean, she's tenacious on lanes.
She has such a positive attitude.
Oh, no
It's
doubt.
like she truly knows how to. As a Norwegian, I say this. She knows how to channel her inner Elsa and let it go.
Oh, okay.
She makes the back shot, and she knows to shake it off and put it behind her and move forward.
Right.
And that's something that you see in veteran bowlers. You don't see that in youth bowlers. But you have to also take into account about how wonderful her parents are and what a great family she has and how they've instilled in her about practice and being gracious and being humble and being kind. And that all goes into making a true champion, and Annalise has all those qualities.
Well, thank you, Fancy.
Thank
Very
you.
kind words. Really do appreciate that.
Fancy, I think you made Doug blush. We were sitting there talking about his
You're making
episode.
me cry. I'm a very emotional person.
Yeah.
If you can't tell by a TV show.
But I mean, they're just their entire family. I mean, Annalise's mom, Kim, she's just amazing. I mean, Doug is such a great coach, and you can see how much love and pride they have in their daughter, and it's beautiful to see a family like that, and to watch them support their daughter so much, and the fact that Annalise is a natural. It comes very natural for her, but she also puts in a lot of hard work to perfect her game and take it to those next levels to be competitive.
Yep, she does a lot of hard work.
I think she's got a natural swing. That's what me and Doug were talking about the most. It's like, what did you not have to teach? Like, what did you not change at all? And he was like, that swing.
Her arm swing.
Her arm swing has had very little tutorage.
Yeah.
She has beautiful timing. I mean, that's the one thing, Annalise has an advantage, much like Parker's kids have an advantage, because of, who her parents are friends with. However, like the Bone Boys, Annalise has, a given talent, and things come naturally to her, where, some other, kids have to practice hard at it. Annalise's timing is phenomenal. How she gets the ball, in motion so quickly, and her feet move so beautifully with her arm swing. She has impeccable timing, and that's something that people struggle with, throughout their entire careers. And Annalise doesn't. That comes naturally to her. And my husband teaches that, and Doug knows because he's done coaching sessions with my husband as well. And Annalise's timing is just unbelievable. I mean, it's poetry in motion to watch.
Yeah, well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Fancy. We appreciate that, really do. And Walter Ray has played a part in her success too.
Yes.
He's helped me and her quite a bit over the years.
Yes.
Well, it's a family too. I mean, we look at each other as, bowling is it's a very small community. It's a very tight-knit community. Once we become friends, we become family. It's second nature. We stay in each other's homes. We share meals together. We share, joy together. We share heartache together. It is one of those things where, bowling is the family that we've chosen. And, when we get to be on the sidelines and, as Chuck Gardner would say, watch history, it's pretty amazing.
Fancy.
And we've been able to sit there and watch Annalise do that.
Absolutely. Fancy. Weird question, maybe, maybe not. So Walter calls you and says, hey, the guys are coming over for supper. What do you make? What's the standard bowlers are coming to the house? What's the standard meal for bowlers coming to the house? To your house?
Well, Doug and Annalise will tell you that I do not cook. And they can attest to that. However, I'm really good at going to Publix supermarket and picking up a couple rotisserie chickens.
I figured too.
Phenomenal size.
Yep.
And there's always some sort of dessert that they can put together. Normally I get a couple different varieties of ice cream because my husband loves cookie dough ice cream.
We all know that. We all know
And so I'm good at that. I'm not a cook by any means. Walter Ray is a wonderful cook. I am not. I'll clean up after. I've got no problem with that. But if they, like in our home before, it's been like, oh, Annalise and Doug will stay with us, and I'll be like, okay, well, I'm going to pick up chicken and this, that, and the other, and we're good to go. And we're like, all right.
Yeah.
Is the rumor true that he can eat a whole bucket by himself of cookie dough ice cream?
He probably could. He has a hard time finishing a pint of Ben & Jerry's, just because I think he feels guilty.
We have heard like through the rumor ranks, like when we're talking after he takes our money at Horseshoes, that you could get him cookie dough ice cream and he'll take it easy on you. I just wonder, like, how much can he technically eat? Can he just pick up one and go to the next one if it's empty?
He's, it's amazing for as slim as he is.
Yeah.
He's really up there.
I totally agree.
He's got a great metabolism. He's very, very fortunate, as he'll tell you. But yeah, he definitely has that. That's his kryptonite.
It is.
Him and Parker Bones both aren't drinkers, and they're both dessert guys. And so if
I
you
didn't know about
ever
Parker.
want to get in the good
You
graces
too?
between my husband and Parker, they are dessert guys.
So what's Parker's thing? I haven't talked to him about that. So Parker's dessert is what? Don't, you're leaking this.
He, well, he's over in Malaysia right now. His boys are going over the Milo Invitational. In fact, Brandon won today.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah, 15 and under division. He won by 1 pin. So again,
There's that one pin again.
Yeah. I don't think Parker's particularly. He's not as picky as far as desserts go. He loves cookies and milk, ice cream. He just has a sweet tooth.
Nice. Doug, what's yours?
Yeah.
What's your dessert?
My dessert?
Yeah, what's your go-to dessert?
I love just chocolate out there. I'm a chocolate lover.
Chocolate straight up.
Milk chocolate.
Hershey
Milk
Kisses.
chocolate.
No chocolate.
Hershey Kisses?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But like in pies and cakes, I like coconut cream
Oh,
pie.
ooh.
Cheesecake.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm getting hungry. Fancy, what's your go-to
Yeah,
dessert?
And well, Doug's wife, Tammy, makes a mean chocolate chip cookie that my husband goes crazy for.
All right.
Yeah, when he stayed,
Tammy's chocolate chip cookies are like famous.
yeah.
Mom can make cookies?
When he stays with us, she makes him a whole batch of chocolate chip cookies
Alright.
to go. Here.
Fancy, what's your dessert to go?
My dessert to go? Oh my god. I like Reese's peanut butter cups.
Oh, that's my favorite.
That's Tammy's
That's
favorite too.
definitely- That is, I have a very hard time. That and cotton candy. I love cotton candy.
That's
I
a
mean,
weird
I'm like
one.
a kid
You
at
too?
heart.
Cotton candy?
I have a hard time walking past cotton candy.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Have you ever tried the Reese's when you freeze them?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
That's how professionals eat it, Fancy. Don't
Yeah.
let anybody tell you different.
Yeah.
Professionals
Yeah,
eat it because
yeah,
it makes
you're
it last
right.
longer.
Yeah, the DeSantis girls and I have, like, we've done all that stuff. So
Okay.
it's funny how, again, bullying wives and daughters.
All right, Fancy, we're going to let you go. We're going to thank you. Doug, Annalise, you want to say anything?
Thanks, Fancy, for calling.
Thank you for the
Thank
kind
you guys.
words.
Love you guys.
Love you too. By the way, where is your husband?
Yeah, where's your husband? Good idea.
He is on his way home from league tonight. We bowl league on Tuesday night, and I had some things I need to finish up for work, so I didn't bowl.
Okay.
And so I was trying to make this. I'm looking at the time, being like, okay, I'm gonna see if he gets home before. And I'm like, I don't think he's gonna make it. So I better call now.
Okay.
So.
Well, tell him we said hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he's home, but yeah, he's still bowling late.
Okay.
That's all right. Tell him we say hi.
Yes.
I will. You guys have a great day.
Okay,
Okay,
thanks again,
Nancy.
Fancy.
Talk to you soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
How cool is
That
that?
was
She
nice.
is
How
so
cool.
nice.
She is such a nice lady.
Yes, she is.
She's such a, I didn't know she bowled.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
She's
Yeah,
a
she
good bowler.
won
Really?
California Queens back in the day when she was, I think. And Fancy, you may have to correct us, but I think she won the California Queens.
I'm going to look it up. I didn't know she bowled. I just
years
didn't know
ago.
she
Yeah.
She's
yeah,
a very good bowler.
bowled. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So let's go back real quick here to Doug, not Doug's tournament, to Chuck's tournament, Bowl for Life.
Yes.
You were
Bowl for
talking about
Life.
that before the phone rang.
We've got to the patterns. We were talking about the mystery. The third
Right.
pattern was a.
So when you said you didn't know but a couple minutes before, did you know there was a long, a short, and a mystery, or you
Nope.
just didn't know anything?
It was completely
How did you
unknown.
prep your balls for that? And how many balls can you bring? That was another question I had.
We did know the first two patterns on Saturday.
We did?
Yes, we did. You got the practice session on.
Did you know what they were though,
Yeah.
or you just practiced on them? There's a difference.
Well, they didn't tell us before we got there, did we? Did they?
I don't really remember. I think before you practiced on them, we
Yeah.
knew what the patterns
Chuck
were.
announced it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Sunday,
But Sunday, no.
Okay.
The third 5-game block on Sunday
Okay.
it was a mystery pattern until we started bowling. So.
Okay. How'd you do the mystery pattern?
I did
Did
good.
you did you decipher it like? I mean, you read it perfectly. Did you figure it out, or are you off a little bit? Or
Well, starting out, I was on the end pair.
okay.
So,
Hate that pair.
and they were
That's right.
hooking like 15,
Oh, they
20
were
boards
flying.
more.
Yes.
And then we moved and it was different. It was way different.
It is.
But fortunately, it only took it took a game actually to actually get straightened up, and then I went 230, 230.
Nice.
And then I forget. I think I
I don't
tried
remember your games either.
180, but it was.
Cool.
Especially when you start in pairs.
She was the only girl to be plus all 3 blocks.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. How do you feel about the movement Chuck's doing with Bowl for Life? I think it's going to make our sport go forever.
Yes.
If you're not familiar with Bowl for Life, bowlforlife.com, go visit the website. All the information's there. What it is a nonprofit organization founded by Chuck Gardner.
Who's a great dude.
He's
By
wonderful,
far.
Wonderful. Chuck is our national tour rep for Brunswick. He founded the organization solely for the intent of raising scholarship money for youth bowling. 100% nonprofit. Every dime that they get donated or however, sales, is given out in scholarship. And actually, now Chuck, if you're still watching, I may be wrong, but the tournament was the first time it was given out for performance based. Before that, I think everything was just given on pure, just applying for scholarship money. You turn in a resume of what you've done, blah blah, and then a name's just drawn from the hat, and they get whatever amount of money they're given. They do a bowler of the month every month. You go online, you can sign up for that bowler of the month. But it's just wonderful. But they had added money for the tournament. It was $20,000 total added money. And it was a wonderful tournament, well run. We had auctions, we had all kinds of stuff. We raised, I forget what the final figure was. It was raised and given out scholarship money.
It'd be pretty cool to get those numbers.
Yeah.
Just to say,
But-
I mean, he's building bowling back.
Yeah.
For
But,
one thing.
Bowl for Life's a year-round thing. It's not just that one tournament.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I'm aware.
It's a monthly thing, and please, donate.
Yeah.
Because it's a good cause. It's going to the kids.
Yes.
And,
Actually, through my jerseys, I'm 4D Apparel too. I don't just own the station. I make jerseys. I'm donating $5. It's not like $100,000. I donate $5 to every person that puts Bowl for Life on their shirts. Which, Chuck, I'm glad to let you know, I'm sending you a check for $130.
all right.
It might not be a lot, but it's a little bit, and every little bit helps.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah. So,
Well, if you break it down, think about how many bowlers are in the country. You got league
Millions.
bowlers.
millions.
All right. The Bowl for Life goal for next year is 100,000. This year it's 50,000. Next year it's 100,000. That's the goal. And this is going to sound big, but it's really not. 4,000 bowlers. There's 10 times more than that, 100 times more than that in the country. $25 a piece.
That's it.
That's 100,000.
Facts. We broke it down even more than
Yeah,
that. We did
you know.
10,000 bowlers at $10 a piece.
Yeah.
$10.
Exactly.
That's one trip away from Starbucks.
And
One coffee.
people are putting in more money than that each night they bowl league.
Facts.
So, a simple little donation from everyone, we can reach that goal.
Easy. And I want to give a shout out as far as Bowl for Life goes here locally. I know Chuck knows who it is, but my buddy John Stites, he is a huge supporter of Bowl for Life right here in the Cobb County area. That's how I found out about it. I would never found out about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, shout out to. Well, I mean, I knew Chuck, but I knew John's pushing that so big out here in
Sure.
Cobb County.
Yes,
Appreciate
it is.
all that. Annalise, want to shout out anybody? Say hi to anybody? Social media, peoples. This is where you cannot forget that one person.
Hi, Mommy. Hi,
That's the
Daddy.
one. Hey, Doug, say hi to anybody. Social
Hi,
media.
everyone.
Hi, everyone.
that's
Covered it.
watching.
Yeah, you want to shout out Bowl for Life? What's the website again?
It's Bowl for Life, 4 meaning the numeral 4. There you go, Annalise'sBracelet.com.
Yep. Bowlforlife.com.
Visit.
What?
Stop by and visit the website.
Absolutely. Who does the website, Chuck? Does he have somebody else do it? Is it a bowler even?
I think he leaves it up to his wife Deborah and his son
Oh, cool.
Chucky too, and his wife Tiffany.
Yeah.
They all kind of do what
All right,
they
cool.
can when they can.
Like you said, bowling's family.
Yes,
It is.
exactly.
Absolutely. Shout out to all my sponsors, Barker Heating Air, 40terms.com, El Superpan right here in the Battery, Lit AF and a DJ named Roach Blue Moon Pizza, and the newest sponsor, the barbecue place. Also take a few moments Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's the only way you're going to get to see Annalise's repeat show. It is BFAM Studio. It will be cut, edited, not very much. And it will be posted on there in a couple days. It'll be greatly appreciated. Just hit that little subscribe button. I don't have to ask for money, then Google will pay us. My next show will be Thursday, December 12th with Mr. Bradley Thomas from Inspire Everyday Fitness. He says that he can make me fit. And I'm like, I'm 52. Gravity does not make you fit at that age. And he says, I doubt that. Today's Keeping It 100 word or phrase of the day, Doug. I dug this up just for you. This is for dads. It's called autogenetic training. You got a clue what that might mean?
No.
Definition: a self-relaxation technique that involves repeating calming statements to yourself. So remember, when your kids are acting out and you want to beat the crap out of them, you can just sit there and say, I'm not going to kill him, I'm not going to kill him, I'm not going to kill him. That is autogenetic training.
I should apply that to myself. My kid's pretty good.
I mean, seriously, it doesn't work on a 10-pin though. I tried it. I'm not going to shoot it. I'm not going to shoot it. I'm not going to shoot it. And I still missed it. Keep it 100 DC on BFAM 109.6. We are out of here. Ring that button, girl.